Howdy, Dennis Bradford here. Let's think some about being, feeling, and doing better.
The sublimation myth is yet another belief about emotions that can keep us stuck with unwanted emotions. Sublimation is the hopeful idea of rising above a bad situation to make it better. When applied to unwanted emotions, it's the idea of trying to make something beneficial out of something distressing. How? It's by trying to transform a negative emotion into a positive accomplishment. It's quite likely you've tried this yourself. For example, suppose that someone dented your new car when it was parked outside a grocery store and you became angry. Since there was nobody around at whom to vent your anger, that wasn't an option. You understood enough not to just try to ignore your anger. So, what did you do? You tried sublimating it. You tried to turn a negative into a positive. You went home and went for a run or did strength training or cleaned your house furiously. The completion of the physical activity itself might have provided some satisfaction to offset the anger. However, since it did nothing directly to cure the anger, it was a noble failure. Sublimation cannot yield emotional well-being. At least, though, it's better than trying to ignore or vent the anger. In fact, sublimation is the best tactic that many people have for dealing with unwanted emotions. Other people, though, have an additional helpful tactic that is closely related to sublimation. When they become emotionally distraught, they immediately try to take excellent care of themselves physically. They realize that a healthy brain is required for flourishing emotionally. Brains are parts of bodies. So they ensure that they are doing their best to eat well, to exercise well, to sleep well, and to avoid non-prescription psychoactive drugs. That's something we should all be doing anyway. By itself, it usually doesn't work well to alleviate emotional distress, but it may help a little and it certainly cannot hurt. Other people, of course, just use being emotionally upset as an excuse to get drunk or stoned. Obviously, that's counterproductive. A surprising number of people are simply confused about how to live well emotionally. That includes even some great philosophers like Aristotle. In his Nicomachean Ethics, he notes that it's easy, for example, to get angry and anyone can do it. However, getting angry at, quote, the right person, in the right amount, at the right time, for the right end, and in the right way is no longer easy, nor can everyone do it, end quote. 1109a, 27-8. Irwin translation. He's claiming that there's a skillful way to get angry. No, there isn't. The idea that there is a right way to get angry is wildly off the mark. Sages and others who flourish emotionally never get angry and act on it. It's incoherent to think that someone could simultaneously be a slave to anger while enjoying emotional well-being, which is liberation from unwanted emotions. In general, it's the great Eastern philosophers, starting with the Axial Age Hindu and Buddhist sages, who are wiser than even the great Western philosophers when it comes to understanding what it means to flourish emotionally and how to uncover emotional freedom. Let's consider yet another myth about emotions that can keep us stuck in the next video. Let's end emotional distress.